How much Delulu is too much Delulu? I caught them. I want them to like look kind of cute. Can I move you? That kind of works. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is very, very exciting because it is officially time for my WONDERTHON TBR of possibilities. WONDERTHON is a 2-week readathon full of complete chaos that is created by my bestie Lizzie over at Lizzie's Literary Life. A group of my friends and I host as different team captains. The game is very heavily inspired by Civ, so there's a lot of different ways you can earn points for your team. This round of WONDERTHON, which is round 3, is medieval themed, and our goal is for each team to try and earn as many points as they can to become the most powerful castle in the land, and you do that through reading books and earning points. I am a captain of Team Anik along with my other bestie Kayla from Kayla Ray Reads. I will link her down below. I'll link Lizzie's announcement down below as well as my announcement down below. This readathon does start on Saturday morning at midnight on June 14th and it goes until June 29th at midnight, 11:59. So if you're watching this video on today, Friday, when I'm uploading, there's still just enough time to jump in. Our announcement videos, which will again be linked down below, will go into a lot more of the rules and how to play the game. There's also a Discord that you have to be a part of in order to participate this year. Now, as a team captain for Anik, our team genre is fantasy and sci-fi, so you're gonna see that most of my options here lean toward that because I'm trying to maximize these points this year. Honestly, my entire TBR for this game is just every book that's on my want to read because I want to read as much as I can, but I thought it would be more realistic to show you, I thought it would be more realistic to show you the books that I have accumulated and put aside that I might get to. I am a mood reader, so that's kind of why I have so much going on. This is at least also on a table. This isn't like floor to my height, but there's a lot to look at here. So let's fly through it. One of my focuses for this readathon as a team captain is always to try and build team spirit and team morale. So I like to do that by having different buddy read options going. So I'll run through some of the ones we've been considering. First of all, I'm going to be trying to read Dune by Frank Herbert. This is very large. I have mathed out everything that I need to read each day to try and complete this in time. I have no idea what this is about. I have no idea if I'm going to like it, but it is an undertaking several of us are attempting. I'm not 100% on this one, but I do think a lot of us were going to try and read Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. Don't quote me on this. I don't know if that's still happening, but it is a possibility. So it made its way to the TBR of possibilities. Then in solidarity of our Queen Lizzie, Queen Elizabeth III, we are going to be reading The Book of Love. This is by Kelly Link. I don't think I actually really talked about this with the group yet. I'll have to still do that. I'm reading it with Lizzie because she needs to for the end of Herkyed, so I thought I would just be there for her. This is a fantasy book as well, so it'll be good because it's in our genre and it's a little bit lengthy, and she just doesn't have to read alone. You know, I give her a little boost of energy to finish it. Now our team also has the artillery category connected to it. Again, more explained in our announcement videos, but that has to do with graphic works. All the graphic works, once we hit a certain amount of points, we get a bonus in that. So a lot of my team has been discussing what graphic works they're gonna pick up, some that they're excited to get to, and one series that is always popping off in these readathons is Lore Olympus. This is by Rachel Smith, and a lot of people are on much further volumes. I'm gonna be reading the first one for the first time. I know this is like a Greek retelling of Hades and Persephone. That's all I know. That's all. It was a webcomic that like took over the world. I bought it when it was hyped and I never picked it up. And now it's time. Speaking of graphic works, the other like big graphic work series that I'm going to try and catch up on this readathon is going to be Witch Hat Atelier. These are by Kurome Shirahama, and I have volumes 2 through 12 here. I have read volume 1 very recently, and I loved it so much that this happened. These are all from the library. I didn't like go nuts all of a sudden. I went nuts in other ways, but not on these. My goal would be to catch up in this series. I am going to be, of course, starting with volume 2. This is a really cute manga series where you're following this young girl who accidentally stumbles into the world of witchcraft and witching. She ends up at this really tiny little dormitory of other girls that are also learning. I am obviously not very far into this to tell you much more about it. I just know that I loved the first volume so much. I think that there are so many ways the world is going to expand, and I know that this series is just kind of taking the world by storm right now, and I really just can't wait to be a part of that hype. The next series I'm going to be starting and trying to complete is going to be the Avatar: The Last Airbender books. My partner is really excited because he's going to be participating in this readathon too, and we're going to actually be buddy reading all of these ones together. I am somehow missing one of them right now, so I will rectify that. But we will have like The Rise of Kyoshi, The Shadow of Kyoshi, The Dawn of Yang Chen, The Legacy of Yang Chen, and then the newest one, which is The Reckoning of Roku. I recently watched Avatar: The Last Airbender last year for the first time and fell in love with it so much. There are also comics out in this world. I would read them for this, except I've already read the ones that I own, so I thought that I would just jump into the novels, get a few extra points. And I just thought for like some young adult fantasies, they'd be a good option to hopefully fly through, especially because I'm already familiar with the world. It's going to be just learning about these characters' experiences in a world I already know about. The only other world and series that I'm going to try and continue that I'm aware of or have experienced is going to be book 2 in the Wicked series. This is Son of a Witch. This is by Gregory Maguire. I loved Wicked. Like 4.5 to 5 star, loved it so much more than I thought I would. One of my good friends is a huge fan of this series, and she actually let me borrow this second book so that I could read it and we could discuss it. It's been a couple weeks since she gave it to me, so I thought this would be a good one to probably read a little bit slowly. This is certainly not one that's going to be a fast read, but if I can do, you know, sections of this and sections of Dune throughout the entire readathon, hopefully I can complete them both. Speaking of another one that I might try and read slowly, I grabbed this from the library. This is Bloodchild by Octavia E. Butler. This is a collection of her short stories. I think it said it's the only collection of her short stories. I thought this would be perfect to read basically a story every single day. Sometimes I struggle with short story collections if I try to just rush through them. So I'm really hoping if I plan this right, take my time with it, you know, maybe I have 10 minutes before I need to do something, read a story, it'll still happen. And then Octavia E. Butler is just such a masterclass in her craft that it can't not be good. Then I just have a few more here in my immediate realm of possibilities. The first of which is Horus Rising. This is by Dan Abnett. This is the first book in the Horus Heresy series. My work has recently started selling Warhammer products, so I wanted to familiarize myself with the world a little bit more, and this series in particular is where I saw a lot of people say you should start. All I really know about the series is it's very grimdark, especially this is Warhammer 40k, which takes place like in the year 40,000. Things aren't going so well. There's a lot of war, there's a lot of tragedy, a lot of devastation. I think it could be fun. This next one's maybe a little out of left field, but if I'm gonna have like some darker things, I want to throw in at least one lighter one, and so I'm gonna try Can't Spell Treason Without Tea by Rebecca Thorne. I've kind of had a hard time figuring out what kind of cozy fantasy I like, if any. I especially don't like cozy fantasy that has really low stakes. Like I didn't love Legends and Lattes, but then other ones that have a little more oomph to them work for me, so we'll find out if this falls into that category. Honestly, I'm mostly interested to give it a try because first of all, I think the title is really cute. I think it's really clever. And I think the dedication in the second book, she says something like, for everybody who thought there was too many lesbians in here, I put more in the sequel. And that is a mentality I can get behind. Next I have A Sorceress Comes to Call by T. Kingfisher. No idea what this one's about. I have read a couple of T. Kingfisher's other books, especially What Moves the Dead and the sequel, What Feasts at Night. I loved The first one especially, the second one adequately enough that I'm hopeful to continue with her works. There's like geese on here. How cute are they? Geese, ducks. Close enough. I love them. Again, I just thought this would be a nice like palette cleanser, not part of a series, I don't think. And it's just, it's really pretty, and it got me. Well, these are, you know, in the realm of possibility options. The next two are ones that I absolutely have to read. They are literally for work. The first of which is Last Night at the Telegraph Club. This is by Melinda Lowe. This is a young adult romance between two women. It's taking place in 1954 though, so it's also backdropped by the Red Scare, the paranoia centering Asian Americans at that time. Our main character is dealing with her father's looming deportation. I chose this for our Not Your Mother's Book Club for June. I just thought it would be really valuable to read a queer book for June, of course, for Pride Month, that also had other timely elements included. So I really do look forward to getting this one. It's been on my TBR for quite a long time. Even if it's not in my genre, I can still have a great time with it. Then, luckily, I just happened to choose a sci-fi book for our other book club that I host, which usually doesn't do sci-fi books, and it just worked out. And that is going to be The Memory Police by Yoko Ogawa. I'm so obsessed with this cover. But this takes place in, I want to say Japan or a small island similar to Japan. And essentially there are police that are called the Memory Police, and they will literally come and remove a concept or word from existence. Like birds, gone. Don't even know what they are. I mean, they are gone. They're not real. But, you know, in this instance, they're gone in a different way. And it's other things too, like leaf that might disappear, and now we no longer know what that word means. This is another one that I've heard genuinely nothing but incredible things about, and I'm really excited to give it a shot. Both of these just feel timely in a way that hurts. With that though, that is going to be the end of my TBR of possibility. Do you think I'm crazy? Do you think I at least understand that this is kind of impossible? Because I don't know if I do. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you want to see more from me. Don't forget to find out more about the readathon down below. You still have a little bit of time to join. I'm gonna go deal with the mess of cleaning all of this up. So I will see you in my next one. Bye!